Bob Vander is the president and CEO of the Family Leader. His passionate leadership for the betterment of America's family has earned the Family Leader the 2010 Family Champion Award. Bob's leadership and voice for the family is frequently noted, and his comments are widely requested by a vast array of national and international media outlets. He is the author of 2 books, Light from Lucas and If 714, a book about the need for prayer and revival. He has a passion to make a difference in education, healthcare, politics, and business. Please welcome Bob Vander.
Well, good afternoon. It's a privilege to be here today, especially sharing the stage with John and Brad and Jesse, and obviously Senator Santorum and Rick Green as well. You know, I'm here in my personal capacity, and it's my privilege to say I'm endorsing the Convention of States initiative in the state of Iowa, because I believe it needs to be done. I was going to kind of, maybe like you, sit on the sideline for a little while. Just stay out of the fray, let this thing happen, let it play out. But then in my formal role of being the president and CEO of the Family Leaders, Catherine just mentioned, I'm on a lot of national calls with a lot of national leaders, some of them that you would recognize their names. And when I get on these calls, the one thing that's commonplace is they keep singing, "Woe is me," because of the federal government that they have to work with. And then I always get to be the ray of sunshine on these calls, because I get to talk about the state of Iowa and what's happening in the state of Iowa and how much different would Washington, D.C. look if it was run like the state of Iowa. Matter of fact, I was so inspired when I got to hear Governor Kim Reynolds at her inauguration address. And she was calling out the Democrat National Party because they're going to bypass the Iowa caucuses. And she wasn't trying to belittle them or anything like that, but what she was saying is, we don't need more of Washington, D.C. We don't need more of the coastal politics like California and New York. But this country needs a heck of a lot more of the state of Iowa. And I would say we agree with that. So when you take a look at Iowa and what's happening here, if Chuck Hurley, my peer, was up here, he would say this is the best session we've had in our history. And he said that 2 years ago and last year as well, because good things are happening in this state. And then if I go and I talk with Governor DeSantis and his people in the state of Florida, would America look different if we were a lot more like Florida than Washington, D.C. today? Of course we would. So what's happening in Iowa, in Florida, in Texas, in Arkansas, in Montana? And so I get a chance on these national calls to say, remember, the power is in the states. And the ultimate power is what the founder said is, we the people. We the people. And so the founders gave us this thing called Article 5. Article 5 saying, listen, if that federal government gets to be too powerful, and once they get to be too powerful, we know they're not going to want to give power back. They're going to want to keep it. They're going to want to stay in office. And that's why we say we need term limits. The other thing that they're going to want to do is they're going to take your money, because they don't have any. They're going to want to take your money and then hold you hostage while you go on bended knee to get a small fraction of it back for your purposes. So we need to rein in their power. And then just as Brad Zahn said, Darla and I have 4 boys and we have 2 grandchildren. And we're very concerned about the next and subsequent generations. If you keep spending at this level, you will spend us into a third world country status. So why did I get off the sideline? Because I believe the power remains in the states and the ultimate power is in we the people. So when you ask, who am I going to stand with? Is it going to be we, the bureaucracy in the federal government? Absolutely not. But I will stand with we the people, and I'm looking forward to Iowa being the 20th state to pass the Convention of State to pass these amendments. Thank you so much, and God bless.